Okay, so continuing the whole saga with the council thing and how they've lost application after application after application, and on top of the whole thing where in the first place the job centre said yes, because I was looking for more recent references, because that's what interviewers were complaining about. They were like, you haven't worked in a while, and oh, your references are ages ago. And one place even wanted 2 working references from the last year, and it's like, oh, sorry that I was kind of more loyal to the place that I worked at and didn't have 2 in the last year, because I only worked at that one place the whole year. And that was like immediately after leaving that place, so you know, it was fresh, it was in the past year, but no, they wanted 2 working references, and college and university don't even count. No, you're not allowed academic references, they have to be hard working references, you have to be disloyal to your job and work multiple jobs and have all these references, so yeah, that kind of went by the wayside. And then there's the whole thing where, like I say, they want recent working references, and other places are like, oh, why do you have more jobs in this year? And it's like, you can't win really, can you? So yeah, I agreed to work at the festival, you know, keep your skills up and do 1 weekend of work where, if you're lucky, you get 2 wage slips, Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And they said all you need to do is, when you get back, fill in this special form. It basically means you don't get benefits that week because it was a holiday or something, or some special thing. I can't remember exactly what it was like 3-4 years ago. But either way, it was this special form, and then hand in the wage slips from that. No problem, you think, right? Then it's the bank holiday, the weekends, for the next sign-on session I'm able to do, because obviously on the Monday, straight after the festival, I was still travelling back. I wasn't able to get there for 10 AM. I mean, completely impossible, so had to postpone. Next weekend, bank holiday, so can't go in. Normally that would be automatically signed on, but obviously it caused problems because it's like, oh no, you didn't attend. So you go back the next weekend, they're like, you've been signed off, so you'll have to do a rapid re-sign. So do a rapid re-sign, and they're like, we want 5 wage slips. Well, that's impossible. I've got 1 weekend, I've got 2, that's all I can give you. Provide them to 2, and then months and months arguing and trying to sort that out, and then they're like, eventually, oh yes, you were on job seekers just before that, you know, that should count, and you can't have wage slips from things you haven't done. But that took till October, so a couple of months. So the job seekers was being paid, but then the housing benefits still wasn't being paid, so have to argue about that. And then they're like, we want a whole new application, we want 5 wage slips, and all this sort of shit, and you still ignore the majority of the correspondence unless you go into the actual office and talk to them and phone them persistently until they actually answer the phone. Ridiculous. Anyway, major problems in that particular office. So eventually, months after the Family Housing Association decides, well, we're repossessing the home, they finally decide to pay some, not all, some of the housing benefit, which was, why did you withhold it for so long, so that you could kick me out on the streets essentially? And yeah, that is not right. I mean, part of the government's whole scheme where, oh, we want to basically eliminate anyone who has been claiming long term, you know, just to cut statistics and make it look like we're doing a thing, you know, by any means possible. A quote Europa is not kind of the correct reference, but because it says 3 to 4 years, whereas I was about 2 years. So, if that, it's 1.5, I'd say, unemployed. So yeah, it's kind of a bit dodgy. Anyway, back to today and all of the shit that's been going on with it. So, sending in housing application after housing application that goes missing, and then they're like, well, we'll send you one in the post, and send it to this PO box, which was PO box B16, well, PO box 16629 for B22JY. Is address validated? No. And it was the Birmingham Council official letterhead that said that handwritten, and after, you know, losing application after losing application, I thought maybe this is some, you know, special PO box where it's definitely going to get processed and not lost. Being aware of online scams, you know, you can be sure to check the URL of where you're going to make sure you're not on some illegal sign-on thing to fish your password and all of that. Little did I expect that maybe this wasn't completely legit. It was on official Birmingham Council letterhead paper, and you know, from the department, from emailing the official departments and contacting the official departments. So someone within the council, because I've since today tried to look up this PO box for this particular postcode, and it doesn't seem to be any form of official PO box for the council, despite it being on the letterhead, despite being told to send the application an ID and bank statements and wage slips and pretty much every piece of information they need to steal your identity, clone your identity, get new bank accounts out, put God knows what benefit claims in because you're unable to, because you're screwed in the middle of nowhere where you're not able to make any sort of claims. And they know that because that's the particular department they're contacting with the housing. You know, you're looking for housing, you've got nowhere. So, yeah, that's fairly major, and they probably get away with it too, because most people don't have the contacts or means to be able to stand up and complain and go, well, look, this is how I'm getting fucked over, you know. I mean, take Randy Quaid's thing, for example. You know, he was fucked over by Rupert Murdoch going to Bistro B and all of that in the news and all that, so that's why the news was going, oh, look, isn't he crazy? Yeah. I mean, he had a complaint about stuff getting stolen. The guy from Quaid also had the same problems, and a few other famous people seem to be getting fucked over by them lately. It's a bit strange that they're all getting fucked over and all being told they're crazy, isn't it? I mean, just because he did it in a viral way and put a mask on his wife and pretended to fuck her in the ass, he didn't actually fuck her in the ass, and he missed the opportunity to do the whole I'm back and, you know, you fucked me in the ass and up yours from Independence Day. I don't know the exact quote, but you know, they probed him up the ass before, and now it's his turn to go and do them up the ass. It would have been a perfect opportunity to scream up yours and copy that for comedic value. And you know, that would have been really funny and gets his message out, but they cut the end off and it's just like, oh, isn't he insane? It's like, no, he's getting fucked over and he's probably got nowhere else to get his message out, so he's using social media to spread his message and going, look, this guy's fucked us over, why don't you fuck them over and fuck them off and just completely ignore them or harass them and make sure something gets done, you know, guerrilla tactics, take them out, you know, little jabs here and there. You've got to do something to fight back. You don't just sit back and take it. I mean, sure, the majority of the people would just sit back and take it up the ass, but then there's a few of us that won't. You know, you fight back, you do something about it, you make sure your message is heard, you make sure this doesn't happen to everyone, because I mean, if it's happened to me, that's multiple applications that have gone missing in that department, ID and bank statements and wage slips and God knows what illegal operations they're running from there. I mean, once someone's in there, they can do pretty much anything. And have they set up their own PO box, or is this a valid official PO box for the council? Who's to say? I mean, it's been received, and you know. But the complaining to them, they go, "Oh yeah, it just shows that someone took something out of Aston PDO," and it's like, yeah, but this was an official PO box that I was told to on official Birmingham Council letterhead paper that I should have ideally kept rather than send back with the application. So it's like, look, you told me to send it to this PO box. That was pretty stupid of me. I should have kept that for proof, because that probably also had the name of whoever's running this bloody scam on it, or at least handwriting that could be traced back to them. But at least the post office will have their details on record, and I have started official complaints with everyone, the MP, the Ombudsman, and Royal Mail, and the Fraud Police, because that is fraud, stealing identity documents for fraud. I mean, clearly there's a million fraudulent uses you could get with not only the ID, the bank statements, wage slips, all originals, and all of the information that you fill out on a housing application, like your past work history, your housing history, Your entire life history and family and absolutely everything they could possibly need to be you. I mean, short of your fingernails, your fingerprints, your DNA, you know, maybe your photo, you know, but they could easily just substitute the photo. I mean, photo substitution when you got that is fairly easy. And the fact that the DVLA often accepts new photos that aren't anything like the old person. I mean, that was on Watchdog before, that people have just sent in the driver's license and it's looked nothing like them, and even changed the name, and it's been no big deal. You know, it's like, yeah, we got a license, here's a new license, we don't care if we do any particular bloody checks. Especially with long hair, they could just go, oh, I've cut my hair, I look completely different with short hair. Yeah. So, that is a fairly major rant over with. Just, it needs investigating. It's not right. How can they get away with it? I mean, that's why I sent it via track delivery as well, because so many of them have gone missing. I thought, well, they can't deny they got it if I send it in track delivery. I know I shouldn't have sent it to that stupid ass PO box that it says on the letter. You should have just sent it to the main one, but I thought, well, I'm sending it to the main one, and the main one keeps going missing. It can't go wrong if I send it to this special PO box that they've told me to send it to. Clearly, the scammer sent me that PO box to steal the identity documents through. So, feel free to harass that PO box with any shit you like. I mean, I encourage you to send actual gorilla shit as people seem to send the creatures. And yeah, that would be something rather fitting for that scammer to go unbox, wouldn't it? So, rant over. Major other rant ahead. I'm planning for that. There's like 20 pages of screens from Europa's recommendations and all this other shit to actually have a coherent rant with, because I don't do 6 ton of edits and jumps and ooh, isn't this looking cool, and I can't keep going speaking for shit. Yeah, I mean, I can actually rant properly and have a proper unedited rant, unlike some people who are every 10 seconds it's like boop, 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 edit. No, bullshit. Fuck off. Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and look below for the troll who puts a comment 3 seconds into a video being posted and puts dislike and shares it for some reason without ever watching it, because analytics tell me that. So, yeah, good job, Hayley. Good job. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.